I bet that at least one time in your life, whether it was yesterday, last week, or maybe way back in 2019, you have said this. Wala na nama, akong pera. And if you haven't, then congrats. I guess this video won't be for you. But if you can relate to these situations that I've listed here, then I have good news for you. You're not really broke. You're just not tracking your money. So let's talk about this. But before we do, first things first. Hey guys, welcome to MoneyBuilt, where we learn to grow our money so we can achieve financial freedom. Now, imagine this. It's Friday night. You're craving some Jollibee, so you order some tuna pie and a sweet spaghetti. You also get some extra hot dogs because you want to treat your bar. You spend 80 pesos for transportation going there and another 80 pesos for the way back. On top of that, you buy a 100 ml bottle of Coke, total damage, 344 pesos. Then you head home. You log into Lazada because you saw a flash sale that you just can't miss out on. A cute dress that costs 350 pesos gets added to your cart, which means you need to get some extra load. You buy 100 pesos worth of data and another 100 pesos for your sister for her school project. You didn't catch the bus earlier, so you have 100 pesos for your grab bike. And then after a few hours of scrolling through TikTok, you go to sleep without realizing how much you've spent for the day. Let me ask you this. Do you know how much you spent on food last week? How much went to load, transport, online purchases? Chances are, you don't. But if you have been tracking your money, then chances are you'd be able to answer all of these questions. Because here's the thing, every peso has a story, and if you don't know where your money went, it will feel like it's always disappearing. So today, we'll talk about the importance of tracking your money. I'll share my personal tips and tricks on how to track your expenses, and I'll show you how you can download our free money tracker. So let's talk about this. When you start tracking even your smallest gastos, something powerful happens. You gain control. You no longer say, "Sa napunta ang pera ko." Instead, you say, I see now why I'm overspending. It helps you find leakages in your budget, and you can plug them. You stop mindlessly buying things that don't matter. You stop impulse spending. In worst case scenario, if you find yourself spending more than you expected for a certain category, then you're able to cut back on other things so you don't feel as guilty. Now, here is a chart from our State of the Money Report 2021. It shows a pie breakdown of the common expenses of our MoneyBuilt community. We have our basic necessities, such as food, transportation, bills, and debt payments. Then, other miscellaneous expenses, such as personal care, entertainment, and clothing. Of course, the amount that you spend on each category depends on your income and lifestyle. If you earn more, then you may spend more. If you earn less, then you may spend less. But the point here is that most of us spend more on our wants than on our needs. But the thing is, most people only remember to track their big expenses. They'll meticulously track the cost of their rent or their credit card bill, but they won't track the cost of their daily cup of coffee. Or they'll budget for their yearly vacation, but they won't track the cost of their weekly grocery trip. You see, it's easy to justify our big expenses, especially when we're already in the habit of not tracking our small ones. We tell ourselves, it's okay to splurge a little bit. I deserve this treat. It's just a small amount anyway. But if you add up those small amounts, it will definitely catch up to you. And if you want proof, check out this comment from one of our MoneyBuilt members. Last year, my mom passed away due to liver cancer. At the same time, my husband lost his job and we had to sell our car to pay for his medical bills. During that time, I was still working, but I was careless with my money and thought that I could easily replace it. I spent an average of 10,000 pesos per month on delivery and online shopping, which I could have saved instead. But thankfully, I came across this book and started tracking my money. After a few months of tracking, I realized how much I was spending on things that weren't important anymore. I found myself spending around 5,000 pesos monthly, on average, on subscriptions and delivery, and I didn't even use half of the services that I was paying for. So I canceled the ones that I didn't use as much, and I was able to save more than I did the previous year. So yeah, that's a good example. In short, it's the little things that make a huge difference. It's the small 100 ml Coke that adds up to 10,000 pesos a year. That's why it's super important to track your money, especially your small expenses. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it doesn't even require any special tools. Tip no. 1. Use a notebook. You can literally just jot down everything that you spend in a day, categorize them, and at the end of the week, review and reflect. For tip no, to use a spreadsheet like Google Sheets or Excel. You can even use a template like this one that I created. And for tip number 3, use an app. There's a lot of apps out there to help you track your money. Personally, I love using the mobile app because everything is already categorized for you. All you need to do is input your expenses. Tip no. 4. Share your progress with a friend. If you want extra motivation to keep tracking your money, then ask a friend to join you. You can check in on each other's progress and give each other advice. Tip number 5. Celebrate your wins. Reward yourself for staying consistent. Once you see how much you've improved, you'll feel really good about yourself. At the end of the day, your goal should be to increase your financial awareness. If you don't know how much you're spending on subscriptions or delivery, then you're not fully aware of your finances. And if you don't know how much you're spending on your wants versus your needs, then you're definitely not maximizing your money. So this brings me to my next point. You're not poor. You're just uninformed about your own money. I know a lot of people who earn less than 15,000 pesos a month, but they seem to be living better than people who earn 50,000 pesos a month. Why? Because it's not really about how much you earn. It's more about how much you spend. Imagine this. You have a friend named John. He earns 20,000 pesos a month, but he has a hard time making ends meet. He spends all of his money on his basic necessities, which leaves him with nothing left for savings or investments. He feels like he's poor. Now imagine another friend, Jane, who also earns 20,000 pesos a month. She is able to track her expenses, and she is able to identify areas where she can cut back. She finds ways to save money without sacrificing too much on her lifestyle. This leaves her with an extra 5,000 pesos every month that she can set aside for her future self. Jane is able to build an emergency fund and eventually start investing. Even though Jane and John earn the same amount, Jane is able to save money and invest, while John isn't. In this case, it would be fair to say that John feels poor because he doesn't have enough money to meet his needs, whereas Jane is not poor, even though she earns the same amount as John. This brings me to my favorite quote by Helen Ruth Williams. Poverty is not being rich. Relative to others, poverty is having too little money to attain bare subsistence. So if you're watching this and you can at least afford a cup of coffee every morning, then you're not poor. If you want to take tracking your money seriously, then we have a gift for you. Here's our full money tracker ebook, which you can download for free on our website. This is a slightly modified version of the one that I showed you earlier, but it includes more pages that you can use to track your income, track your expenses, and even plan your future purchases. We're releasing this as a downloadable PDF on Gumroad, so all you need to do is visit our website and look for this link under the description box. It'll take you to our Gumroad page where you can download the full ebook. The best part about this is that it's completely free. However, if you want to show your support, you can leave us a small tip. And by tip, I mean any amount. It's totally up to you, and this will help us continue creating more free content for you guys. That's all for me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. Also, follow us on social media for more money tips. Don't forget to download our free money tracker and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!